Hey Tim, hey everyone else, and welcome back to For Running Shoes. Tim, thanks for your last video. I think it's good to have seasons of rest, especially after your marathon that you've had, and in the midst of this 10-kilometer run series, so I hope that you are continuing to rest and look after yourself. I have had a good week. I ran the furthest in total that I've run this week since I think May. So that was really nice to be able to do. I'm running less kilometers this year than I was hoping to, just due to some injury, and I've detailed that over the course of the last few months. But things are looking pretty good. So I ran some 52 kilometers this week, which is less than I was running earlier in the year. But in terms of just looking after my body whilst also training for this marathon, that's kind of the most appropriate thing to be doing. I'd like to be running more kilometers a week, especially compared to my long run. You know, my long run at the moment is a little bit over half the kilometers that I'm running in a week, which I don't love, but I need to get the long runs in, and I need to look after my body so that it's going to get me to my marathon, which is about a month away now. So in addition to running the furthest that I've run cumulatively, I also ran the furthest that I have ever run in one run, which was this week a 28-kilometer run. Last week I ran a 24-kilometer run, which was the furthest I've run in one go. This week, the first time I've kind of run more than 2.5 hours was my 28-kilometer run, which went well. It was after work, so I ran midweek. I was traveling over the weekend, and I didn't think that I wanted to carve out a 3-hour slot whilst traveling interstate to do a long run in reasonably unfamiliar territory. So I did that on Thursday. I got a lift to work and then I ran home, but I ran a good out and back on one of my trails that I usually do. It was really wet. We've had a lot of rain in Melbourne. There's been flooding, so one of the spots that I usually run, I had to divert my path a little bit because I could not cross it without getting swept away. Well, I'm not crossing there. Find somewhere else. And on one of the trails, there was one part which was significantly, not dangerously underwater, but it was wet and I got wet feet. So I ran the last, 15 kilometers with wet feet, which wasn't ideal, but we made it work and my feet aren't doing too badly. I'm getting a bit of runner's toenail, so some of my toenails are changing color. I'm not going to show you now, but just the bleeding under the nail beds, or the bleeding nail bed getting stuck under the nail. It's not a big deal. They're a little sore, but I can live with that kind of minor injury. I am due for some new shoes. They crossed 600 kilometers this week, so I need to place an order for my next pair, which will take me to the race. So I'm feeling good at the moment. I also had a run interstate. We were in Adelaide for some family events over the weekend. On Sunday, I got out for a nice, easy run. I was still feeling pretty fatigued after my long run, so we did take it nice and easily. It was just nice to get out for a run on the sand. I ran from Glenelg to Brighton and back, which was nice. And I always enjoy running on sand. It's gentle on the legs. It's good for the muscles. It works them, but gentle on the joints, which is good for me at the moment. My knees have been causing me some trouble this year, but at the moment, with the run-ins that I'm doing, mixing in a lot of rest runs, recovery runs with my long run, it seems to be working pretty well. So I suppose at the moment, it's just finding a good balance that will see that I do the appropriate training that'll get me to the marathon. I am aware that I'm not going to run it in the time that I was originally hoping earlier in the year, and I'm not approaching it really at the fitness that I was really hoping that I would, mostly because of this injury that I've had that took me out of running for 2 months really. But I am getting back to a point where I am able to run a long way and I'm feeling good. So next week I will run a 32-kilometer run. This is the first time I've run more than 30 kilometers and is likely to be the first time I've run for more than 3 hours. If I can do that in under 3 hours, I'll be doing well. Because I was originally thinking that my marathon I want to target 4 hours. But for that, I need to be running faster than 6 minutes a kilometer. And for my long runs, in order to preserve my knee, I've been kind of sitting at 6 minutes a kilometer. So things to think about. I'm looking forward to that. And the following week will be 36 kilometers. And then I'll have kind of 2 weeks where I will probably not have a long run just to recover and get ready for the marathon, which is now approaching. This video is coming out in November. It's the end of this month that the marathon is happening, and I'm feeling confident that I can do it. And that was the big goal at the start of the year, to run a marathon. It's not going to be the speed that I was originally hoping for, but if I can run it, that's ticking that box, and then we can consider what we do for next year. I think that December is at this point going to be pretty easy, recovering after the marathon, and then we'll set some goals for 2023, but that's a little while away. So feeling good. I'm feeling confident about approaching this marathon, feeling good about my training, keeping an eye on my knees, and having lots of recovery runs in there to keep the cardio going, but not working hard or having any high impact on my body. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you check out Tim's video on Thursday, and you'll see my next video on Tuesday, where hopefully we have had some more success in this lead up to the marathon. So we'll see how we go. Wish me luck. Take care, and I will see you next time.